What's up? This is Lawrence Hicks-Wilson. If this is your first time, please subscribe to my channel. If this is not, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about Tweet's first album, Southern Hummingbird. Yes, get into it.
Don't ever doubt you'll be someone. Always go for what you want. Get up and put your purpose on. Get up, feel the sunshine on your face. Believe that you deserve it all. Put in the work and you will end up far. This is my show and tell. So tell me, are you ready to get it on? So tell me, yeah. So tell me, are you ready? So tell me, are you ready for me? So tell me, are you ready? Tell me, are you ready?
All right, April 2nd, 2002. We're going to time travel right there. That's where we at today. 2 albums were released on that day, and Tweet's Southern Hummingbird was one of them. This is her debut album, her first album, and I'm going to run through her tracks and talk about them and give you my thoughts on them and share my memories with you. Okay, look, her first single was Oops, Oh My. This was a Timbaland produced track, if I'm not mistaken, or a Missy Elliott produced track. Let's see, Oops, Oh My. That was produced by Timbaland. Yes, produced by Timbaland. Now, Tweet, Charlene Keys, she writes most of her music. She isn't a stranger to Timbaland or Missy Elliott. They used to be in a group together back in the mid-90s called The Basement with Devontae Swing from Jodeci. I believe this was around like the mid-90s, 94. Just doing my homework. And they ended up being in a group for a while, and Missy blew up in about 97. She did work in 96 with Aaliyah, so I'm sure she spent time away from the group around 96 and 97. And I'm sure the group that they were in, Sista, they were doing something else at that time without Missy, but still kind of watching on the low as far as me doing my homework. That's what I heard. But, you know, around, let's see, Missy's first album was 97. She came out with her second album in 99. And her third album was 2001. And she called Charlene Keys, Tweet, to do background vocals on her third album, So Addictive. If you check out a few of her tracks. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I have that album too. And she is all over that album, and yes, she has a distinctive voice and tone, and I love her melodies. Around 2002, this is when Tweet finally gets her shot to go solo, so that's what we're going to focus on right now. Coming in at track 1, it's an intro. You know, you have Tweet kind of like giving you some background on what's going on and what's happened while she was creating her album. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so my place. Let's just talk about Tweet's harmonies. That's the most important thing right now. Tweet's harmonies and layers, the way that she arranges her melodies, it's just, I can understand why. Like, you know what it also makes me think of? Her doing background vocals on Solange's album, When I Get Home. Not When I Get Home, A Seat at the Table. When you look at this album, I feel like you want to listen to R&B, you know what I'm saying? Like this, it gives you like an R&B type feel when you look at it. But when you listen to it, it's more like a neo soul. It's more like an alternative feel, if you will. Some disco, some up-to-date disco, but not quite your traditional R&B or your R&B in the sense of this is a, you know, I like in an Aaliyah record even, because even her image, I feel like, you know, just piggybacking off of what a lot of people were talking about lately. I feel like she's another artist that her image was kind of cultivated around the Aaliyah Foundation. Especially when you watch her music videos and like the different accessories that she puts on. It's very Aaliyah-esque. So I'm sure when people listen to this album, that's probably what they were expecting. But I like how her songs sound like it's like a journal entry, and like it's a diary. She's writing her thoughts, her experiences her truth. And when I did my homework and found out that she did a lot of her writing, that makes a lot of sense. And when you look at the album credits, it says C keys, if not on every song, most of them. But you got track number 3, Smoking Cigarettes. That was another single, I believe the third single off this album. The second single being Call Me. But Smoking Cigarettes, it also has a music video which disappointed a lot of Tweet's fans. Probably some label issues, some business issues, and the balls being dropped on that end on why that video wasn't released. But I remember Tweet sharing a small video clip of it a couple of years ago, and that would have been the perfect follow-up after Call Me. You have Oops, Call Me, and then you kind of like slow it down. And also it would have given people more of a pregame to her alternative sound, because Call Me is more, it's like R&B. It kind of sounds like it could have been on a hip-hop side, like it could have been on Missy's album, if Missy had like put that on her album and sung on it too. And then you have Oops Oh My, which again sounds the same. So you have Smoking Cigarettes, which gives it a good round off, the perfect round off, where it shows you, yes, there's a few like R&B hip-hop songs on here, but most of this album is consisting of a neo-soul alternative sound, like it's coming from a genuine, more authentic place. So I feel like if Smoking Cigarettes would have come out, it would have given people more of a pregame and an edge to that. If you ask me, you can compare Tweet's album to India Ari rather than anybody else that was out at the time that had just come out, like Alicia Keys. I wouldn't compare this album to Alicia Keys, or Ashanti, or anybody that was out at the same time. But the imaging and the packaging really gives you like soul, like or R&B, like that's what it's gonna give. And it's definitely looking like it's a product of Aaliyah or Missy Elliott, if you will. So Smoking Cigarettes, a great song, an amazing melody. I love the hook. I remember this was an album that my sister played a lot when it came out. I have 2 copies. This is my mom's copy, her original copy that she bought when the album was released, and then I have my auntie's copy. She gave this copy up when she gave her life to Christ, and she said, y'all can have all my secular music. So needless to say, we ended up with 2 copies of Tweet's album, Southern Hummingbird. So I'm going to keep one for the car and keep one in the studio. So Smoking Cigarettes, hopefully they release the video. I personally feel it's never too late. I don't care if you've never created a video to a song. I feel like it's never too late to re-release something that you've done as a single. Music is forever. Music is timeless. Music has no boundaries. So if you released a single 20 years ago and your fans still feels like it needs to be some kind of video or some kind of visual to it, I still feel like it's never too late. You can always put something to it. Be creative, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's not the traditional music video, it can be like a new type of music video where it includes newer scenes of you, singing to it, and maybe some touring footage or some new performance footage. It could be anything. Music is forever. As long as it's the artist doing it, who cares? But I think that Tweet should buy her masters if she doesn't already owns them, or she should come to some kind of conclusion with her distribution, whether that's Elektra or Atlantic or the other people that has her music right now, to repackage and re-release that album with that video. If they repackage and re-release this album and put it back on the shelves physically with a vinyl and have it on streaming platforms, and include the Smoking Cigarettes video with the other 2 videos that already exist, you possibly can score another, charting top 5 album, if not a #1 album. You can. You can do that with a lot of people's projects. Don't be taking my ideas and my analysis. Don't be doing that. See, this is why y'all should just call me and hire me. Look, I got your back. But yeah, that's what I think. So Smoking Cigarettes, track 3. So Best Friend featuring Bilal or Bilal. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, but it's another vocalist on this track. Best Friend, again, giving you alluding to the neo soul alternative sound. Always Will, again, reiterating that soulful, you know, it sounds like if she just had a guitar and just tapped her foot and just sung the album with no beat and unplugged it, you know what I mean? Most of the songs on this album sound like that. And that sounds like what her vibe is, rather than hip hop R&B, if you get what I'm saying, because that's how they packaged it. Yeah, but lovely, 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 lovely song. Love that song. So track 6, the album takes a turn with Boogie Nights, and it's kind of like a it's kind of like a old school disco meets 2002. So if it wasn't sounding like a neo soul alternative album, it was sounding like a, like a disco meets 2002, because only a couple of songs really sound like a R&B song, if you will, like what probably most people were expecting. I don't know, or what the packaging is given. So Boogie Nights, it reminds me of one of those songs that comes on Missy Elliott's album. You know how Missy throws it back and she's like, this is one of the songs that you listen to in your mom's living room, because if you listen to the So Addictive album, you get what I'm saying. But nevertheless, Tweet is writing the beat. She has a great ear. It doesn't matter what kind of beat it is or what kind of song it is. She knows how to place her voice, and I love how she, again, layers her harmonies. It's just, she's definitely an instrument. Track 7, right after Boogie Nights, after she done warmed you up, she comes in with the smash, Oops, Oh My. Man, there's so many things I remember about this song. She says it's about self-love. Y'all know what it's about. And I just remember just feeling like everybody knew this song. And I know she had a spot on the Parkers when she came out. I have great memory. Even though I was a baby, I have great memory. But I do remember everybody jamming out to Tweet. Yes, especially the Oops, Oh My. That was just like a phenomenon. Yeah. I don't know what it was. What they put in that song. My favorite part is the bridge. I looked over to the left. Ooh. After Oops, Oh My, you got Make Your Move. Now, this is my favorite song on the album. I like the beat. The bass line. Again, it reminds me of one of those songs that belongs on a Missy Elliott album. But, again, Tweet knows how to write the beat. And I really like the hook. I like the harmonies. I like the arrangements. I like how she stacked her harmonies and arranged her vocals. It's just top tier. Baby, make your move. It's on you. It's alright. So, baby, use what you got. Bring it. Yeah, that's my favorite song on that album. Motel, track number 9. I heard that, of course, Missy Elliott already knew her and was acquainted with her, but I heard that Missy Elliott heard her singing. This is Tweet's words, Motel, in a room, and took her to New York to see Sylvia Rhone and had her sign with Elektra Records, and Motel, track number 9. That's the song that got her that deal, if you will. So yes, kudos to you, to the beautiful, the gorgeous Charlene Keys, Tweet. Yes, once you hear Motel come in on the album and you kind of sit and listen to what she's saying, listen to her play the guitar, you get what I'm saying. It just sounds like she's just writing in her journal and she's sitting on the porch and she's just singing it and she's just going with it. That's what most of this album sounds like, you know what I'm saying? But Motel is emphasizing that, and it seemed like that's how she built this album. She built the album around that. And the singles, once she probably brought the album to the people, I don't know how this went, but that's when they was like, oh, well, let's put these 2 singles on the album, and then, yeah, the rest of the tracks are great. But Motel, if you want to really describe Tweet's style in her music and her vocal styling, it's probably shining the most on Motel. So, number 10, Beautiful. Beautiful is a great track. I really like it, again, emphasizing the styling. It's very consistent. Her songs aren't really everywhere. That's what I really can appreciate about the sound of her album sonically. That is very consistent as far as her writing, her melody. So Beautiful. Track number 10, Complain. I like how a lot of these songs is talking about relationships that she's facing. Like okay, like she'll use kind of like, she'll break the situation down like, okay, I've never felt so better since I've been away from you. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, if I didn't have any friends, or if all my friends were gone, if you come back to me, I won't complain if I didn't have nothing, basically. So that's basically what that Complain track is about. And Beautiful. You have Heaven, which is a beautiful track. And I was listening to that track yesterday, and it goes with the rest of the album, again, with the consistency of her writing and her placing her real life experiences with her music and her melody. Like, you can genuinely feel that exuding from her when you listen to these tracks. Like tracks like Heaven, tracks like Complain, tracks like Beautiful, tracks like Motel. Like, yeah. Then you go back into like the business side or the commercial side of everything, and it swings back into the single. Call Me, which is a Timbaland production. And I remember this song. It had a Singular Wireless commercial. Ooh, I was a baby. But I will never forget this commercial. I really could appreciate, like, I knew I always wanted to be a singer. I knew I always wanted to be an actor too. Because I was like, oh, I want to be on commercials and have my own commercials and endorse brands and, you know, branding and stuff like that. Like, I've always been into that kind of stuff too. So I definitely remember her Singular Wireless commercial and how they used it for those phones and ringtones and stuff like that. So yes, Tweet, Call Me, track 13. And then you have Drunk. Again, with her songwriting, she'd rather be drunk than be away from someone she truly loves. She'd rather be drunk and out of it. You know what I'm saying? And it really describes personal experiences. And if you pay attention to Tweet's story and how certain things went in her life, I really like that she writes from an honest place. You know what I mean? She talks about, you know, I guess the times where she felt like she had to drink because she couldn't deal with being away from someone she loved. You know, what a beautiful song. And she's a strong person and got through it. Then you have track 16 is another outro. The intro was number 1, outro is number 15, with this beautiful Southern Hummingbird, her beautiful harmonies. Check that out. And the last track is track 16 with Oops, Oh My Part 2 with the Marvin Gaye slated Sexual Healing, Sexual Healing, you know, the Marvin Gaye classic. But it doesn't really sample that song. But it's just a part 2, a more hip-hop remix to the R&B hit single featuring the rapper Miss Jade. Now, Miss Jade is entertaining on every song that she features on, and anytime she comes on, I wish we could have gotten a little bit more of her. But yes, that is Tweet's Southern Hummingbird, the gorgeous, the multi-talented, the guitar playing, songwriting, melody making Tweet. And her daughter can sing just as well, and it's just as beautiful. So yes, I'm definitely giving this album a 10. I'm going to keep listening to it. And because now I feel like I'm a little bit older now and I can grasp it and understand it. You know, when this came out, I was a baby. Didn't get it. I'm just like listening to probably the Oops Oh My like everybody else, I guess. But now, we got it. We got it, and we got it twice. Check out my videos, all of them, Please check out all my videos, but please check out the newest video coming up next. We're going to be talking about Ashanti's first album, okay? Stay tuned. They were both released on April 2nd. That's why I'm talking about both of these albums. So what album did you buy? Did you buy Tweets or did you buy Ashanti's first album on April 2nd, 2002? You let me know. I'll see y'all in the next video, and we're going to be talking about Ashanti. Peace.